Institutions such as Oxford are part of an enduring tradition to preserve and transmit knowledge, a tradition that predates recorded history. Beginning with oral traditions, symbols, and early writing systems, these efforts reflect humanity's profound archetypal drive to organize chaos into order. This drive can be interpreted as a pact with the divine or the collective unconscious, a commitment to preserving continuity amidst the uncertainties of existence. However, human history repeatedly reveals the sacrifice of freedom for the sake of order. This recurring theme highlights a natural rhythm, the emergence of order from chaos, followed by its inevitable decay back into chaos. This cyclical pattern is mirrored both in societal structures and in the collective unconscious. Periods of instability often give rise to dictatorships and rigid systems, which, while temporarily restoring order, are inherently unsustainable. The tension between order and chaos is a fundamental dynamic, shaping not only societies but also the human psyche. It is through this balance, seemingly orchestrated by the collective unconscious or a divine force, that humanity is driven forward. Recognizing this tension allows us to appreciate the transient nature of systems and the enduring importance of freedom and openness as pathways to growth and evolution. The interplay between religious leadership, political systems, and societal dynamics reflects a profound archetypal struggle between order and chaos. Dictators and religious leaders, consciously or unconsciously, become agents in this cycle. They impose order, yet the seeds of their decline often lie within the systems they establish. This dynamic resonates deeply with humanity's historical and cultural evolution. Religious traditions serve as a means to maintain this balance. For example, Islam's emphasis on prayer and the Quran creates a structured connection to divine order, ensuring that the collective unconscious aligns with a sense of purpose and continuity. Similarly, rituals and teachings in other faiths bind communities together, preserving a collective memory of the pact between humanity and the divine. These traditions, whether religious or secular, act as tools to maintain equilibrium, ensuring lessons of the past persist while allowing for renewal and growth. This archetypal tension between order and chaos is mirrored in modern political systems. The liberal-conservative divide exemplifies this dialectic. Conservatives emphasize tradition, structure, and continuity, while liberals advocate for change, freedom, and innovation. Neither side is inherently good or evil, rather, they embody opposing forces that, when balanced, drive societal progress. This interplay parallels mythological and symbolic struggles, such as the conflict between the devil, chaos and rebellion, and the archangel, order and submission to higher ideals. Even in cultural symbols like the cat in the hat, chaos disrupts order but ultimately leads to lessons learned and restored balance. The pattern of creation and destruction is embedded in existence itself. Archetypal polarities, light and dark, yin and yang, freedom and discipline, are essential for evolution and growth. Institutions, religions, and even dictatorships manifest this eternal dance, preserving knowledge and traditions while allowing for transformation. A historical perspective further illustrates this continuity. Medieval centers of learning like Oxford University inherited intellectual traditions from ancient civilizations such as Greece, Rome, Mesopotamia, and Egypt. These cultures profoundly influenced medieval thought through the preservation of Greek philosophy, Roman law, and early scientific traditions by Christian monasteries and Islamic scholars. Before Christianity, Celtic societies in the British Isles practiced oral traditions rich in cosmology and natural science. Although largely undocumented, these traditions reflect humanity's universal and timeless effort to organize and transmit wisdom. Oxford itself represents a culmination of this legacy. Emerging in the broader context of Roman influence on Britain, it inherited structural elements such as libraries, governance, and organized knowledge. The Romans, influenced by Greek traditions, established systems that indirectly connected institutions like Oxford to ancient intellectual lineages. This continuity underscores humanity's persistent drive to balance order and chaos, structure and innovation, reflecting an archetypal cosmic cycle that transcends time and culture. Christianity has often acted as a conduit for preserving and integrating older knowledge rather than exclusively originating new ideas. For instance, Christian scholars like Thomas Aquinas incorporated Aristotelian philosophy into Christian theology, demonstrating a synthesis of ancient wisdom with Christian teachings. Similarly, institutions like Oxford, founded on Christian principles, were profoundly influenced by earlier traditions. Over time, Oxford expanded beyond its religious roots, embracing a broader, more secular pursuit of knowledge. The relationship between Christianity and older traditions extends into realms like Freemasonry, which blends Christian values with ancient symbolism, including a notable reverence for Egyptian iconography. This synthesis reflects Freemasonry's broader quest for spiritual and intellectual understanding. Emerging in predominantly Christian societies during the 17th and 18th centuries, early Freemasonry's rituals and teachings were deeply rooted in biblical narratives, particularly stories from the Old Testament such as the construction of Solomon's Temple. However, Freemasonry approaches Christianity symbolically and esoterically, seeking universal truths beyond literal interpretations of Scripture. Freemasonry's admiration for ancient Egypt stems from the civilization's early systematization of knowledge regarding the cosmos, morality, and human existence. Iconic Egyptian symbols like the pyramid, the Eye of Providence, associated with the Eye of Horus, and the Ankh resonate with Freemasonry's emphasis on life, death, and rebirth. These elements were rediscovered and celebrated during the Renaissance and Enlightenment periods, as Western scholars explored classical and ancient texts, including those linked to Hermes Trismegistus, a figure often associated with Egyptian thought. Freemasonry emphasizes individual spiritual growth and the pursuit of divine understanding through reason, symbolism, and ritual. For Freemasons, Egyptian traditions are not seen as pagan but as earlier expressions of the same divine truths later articulated by Christianity. They regard these traditions as complementary, each contributing to a broader, unified understanding of existence. The use of Egyptian symbolism enables Freemasons to convey abstract concepts and universal truths, highlighting themes of cosmic harmony and sacred geometry. During the Enlightenment, Freemasonry became a significant force in promoting ideals of reason, liberty, and progress. Its reliance on symbolic and universal truths aligned with the period's rejection of rigid dogma, drawing on the wisdom of ancient civilizations to transcend contemporary religious orthodoxy. Although Freemasonry originated in Christian Europe, it has evolved into a more inclusive tradition, incorporating Greco-Roman, Judaic, Christian, and Eastern influences. The Freemasons' use of Egyptian symbolism reflects a desire to uncover universal truths that connect humanity's spiritual and intellectual history. Their rituals emphasize returning to the origins of knowledge, morality, and divine order. Egyptian culture, with its emphasis on Ma'at, cosmic harmony and moral order, provides a compelling framework for this exploration. Freemasonry, as a bridge between ancient traditions and modern spiritual quests, illustrates the enduring human aspiration to understand the universe through the wisdom of past civilizations. Freemasonry's use of Egyptian symbolism and its focus on non-dogmatic Christianity reflects a profound desire to uncover universal truths that connect humanity's spiritual and intellectual history. By embracing ancient wisdom, particularly from Egypt, Freemasons aim to deepen their understanding of God, morality, and the cosmos. This synthesis of Christian and Egyptian thought underscores Freemasonry's fascination with the roots of knowledge and the divine, striving to reconcile reason and faith in the pursuit of enlightenment. Numerology plays a significant role in Freemasonry, embodying a deeper exploration of interconnected ideas, history, and universal truths. Inspired by Pythagoras, who believed numbers were the essence of all things, Freemasons view numbers as more than mathematical entities, they carry spiritual and philosophical significance. The number 10, for instance, represents unity and harmony through the tetractys, a triangular figure formed by the sum of the first four numbers, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 10. This geometric concept ties directly to the pyramid as a symbol, where each tier builds upon the one below, culminating in an apex representing completeness and enlightenment. The degrees in Freemasonry are not merely hierarchical but represent stages of personal growth and enlightenment. Drawing from ancient teaching systems, they mirror the structured progression toward greater understanding. Numerology is integrated into these degrees, not as mysticism, but as a symbolic tool to communicate universal truths about order, balance, and progression. This interconnected perspective unites mathematics, philosophy, nature, and spirituality, rejecting rigid dogma in favor of uncovering deeper principles that bridge humanity and the cosmos. Freemasonry's emphasis on ancient knowledge allows its members to transcend the limitations of religious orthodoxy and modern ideologies. Through numerology and symbolism, members are encouraged to think critically and symbolically about the world. Teachings inspired by Pythagoras and other philosophers foster the recognition that human thought has always sought to connect the physical and metaphysical realms. The balance of opposites, liberal and conservative, order and chaos, light and dark, is a recurring theme, reflecting a larger framework for understanding human existence. Numbers, like symbols, serve as a universal language, transcending cultural boundaries to express abstract ideas across time and space. Key numbers in Freemasonry, such as 3, balance and the triangle, and 7, completeness and divine order, as in the 7 days of creation, provide a foundation for discussing philosophical and spiritual concepts. Freemasonry reveres ancient thinkers like Pythagoras, Aristotle, and Archimedes for their contributions to the interconnectedness of material and immaterial worlds. At its core, Freemasonry is a social institution with a profound purpose, fostering enlightenment, self-improvement, and the pursuit of truth. By incorporating ancient ideas like numerology, geometry, and symbolism, Freemasons create a shared framework for exploring universal truths. This approach encourages members to rise above dogma, seeking balance, harmony, and enlightenment. Freemasonry bridges ancient wisdom with modern aspirations for self-discovery and collective growth, emphasizing the interconnectedness of existence and the shared symbols of the collective unconscious. Through this lens, the organization inspires its members to contribute to a timeless quest for knowledge, understanding, and universal harmony. By studying symbols, numerology, and psychological frameworks, one can unlock patterns that resonate deeply throughout human history. This concept lies at the heart of Freemason philosophy, which emphasizes the use of symbols to reflect deeper truths and organize knowledge in a way that transcends personal or cultural boundaries. Symbols, such as numbers or geometric shapes, are not arbitrary. They serve as mental shortcuts to grasp complex ideas, emotions, and patterns governing human existence. Understanding the deeper structure behind concepts, whether in numerology, psychology, or philosophy, enables the organization and processing of information with greater clarity. For example, in programming, recognizing patterns and the underlying logic allows for a more structured approach to problem solving. This principle extends beyond mere fact gathering. It involves comprehending connections and origins, which makes navigating disciplines or institutions more intuitive. Humans, inherently chaotic by nature, rely on institutions, social structures, and systems to bring order. Societal frameworks, such as language, education, and organizations like Oxford or the Freemasons, help organize the vast knowledge accumulated over generations. Without these structures, individuals might struggle to make sense of their experiences, leading to disarray. Institutions thus play a critical role in shaping human potential, offering frameworks that situate individuals within the broader contexts of society, history, and knowledge. Institutional memory, the collective wisdom of past generations, serves as a foundation upon which individuals can build. Humans are not isolated entities, they are the cumulative result of collective learning and refinement over time. The greatness of individuals often stems from these inherited systems, enabling access to knowledge, tools, and insights developed over countless generations. Even self-made success draws heavily on societal foundations, from basic civilizational tools to advanced intellectual systems. This interplay between personal growth and societal structure is exemplified in fields like programming. Mastery of a programming language or system comes from understanding its underlying principles, recognizing patterns, and approaching problems methodically. Similarly, recognizing the role of institutions, whether Freemasonry, education, or other social organizations, in organizing and preserving knowledge allows individuals to approach life and learning with intentionality. It helps identify useful frameworks while discarding what is unhelpful or overly dogmatic. The key takeaway is that individual greatness is often only achievable because of collective systems that organize knowledge, skills, and ideas. This mirrors larger societal structures where wisdom and knowledge are built incrementally over generations. These systems, in turn, shape individual consciousness and propel human progress. The human mind, while capable of extraordinary achievements, requires external structures, educational, spiritual, or philosophical, to guide and refine its potential. Learning how systems of order, be they ancient wisdom or logical programming principles, are organized allows individuals to thrive. Order, as opposed to chaos, is the cornerstone of progress. Through the study of order in philosophy, psychology, or other fields, we gain the tools to understand the world, navigate complexity, and transcend chaos. This foundation sets the stage for exploring the concept of logos, which delves deeper into the interplay between order, meaning, and human existence. The concept of logos, deeply embedded in philosophy and theology, serves as a foundational principle of order, reason, and knowledge in the universe. Rooted in the Greek tradition, logos is often translated as word, reason, or logic, reflecting its multifaceted significance. In Aristotle's philosophy, logos signifies rational discourse and structured reasoning. It embodies the capacity for logical thought and communication, enabling humans to derive conclusions, understand cause and effect, and make sense of abstract ideas. For Aristotle, logos was not merely about verbal communication but was intrinsic to human rationality, forming the basis of structured thought and the organization of knowledge. Before Aristotle, Heraclitus, a pre-Socratic philosopher, used logos to describe the guiding principle of the universe. He viewed it as the rational order behind all change and conflict, the thread connecting seemingly chaotic elements of existence. Similarly, the Stoics regarded logos as a universal, divine reason governing the cosmos. For them, this principle permeated all of nature and allowed humans to align with the natural order. In Christian thought, logos assumes a profound theological dimension, particularly in the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, logos, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, John 1 verse 1. Here, logos bridges humanity and the divine, personified in Christ as the manifestation of God's wisdom and reason. Through logos, humans can understand the divine order, moral law, and spiritual truths, establishing a connection with God. This theological interpretation elevates logos from an intellectual tool to a spiritual pathway, integrating reason and faith in the pursuit of universal truth. Whether in the philosophical or theological realm, logos represents the human capacity to organize knowledge and align with a deeper cosmic order. It transcends intellectual activity, becoming a spiritual guide that helps individuals navigate moral responsibilities, comprehend the universe, and find their place within it. In this view, rationality is not just an instrument of human intellect but also a means of harmonizing with divine wisdom and purpose. The principles underlying logos, the creation of order and meaning, can also be seen in the deliberate construction of national identity, such as in post-war North Korea. After the Korean War, the regime sought to forge a distinct identity rooted in Juche, self-reliance, ideology, heavily influenced by the Kim dynasty. This process involved myth-making and symbolic rewriting of history to create a new collective unconscious, a shared set of beliefs, symbols, and values shaping the people's identity. The Kim family is portrayed as divine-like figures, akin to prophets or patriarchs in religious traditions. Kim Il-sung, for instance, is referred to as the eternal president, a messianic figure central to the regime's narrative. This religious framing mirrors traditional national mythologies, where leaders are often positioned as chosen ones or anointed rulers. The symbolic elevation of the Kim family legitimizes their authority, much like the divine right of kings in Western traditions. Pyongyang, as the ideological and physical hub of North Korea, parallels centers of intellectual and cultural influence like Oxford in the West. While Oxford has historically shaped Western thought through its academic legacy, Pyongyang cultivates the ideological foundation of the state, perpetuating its doctrines through institutions like Kim Il-sung University. Both serve as repositories of collective memory, using symbols, monuments, and narratives to reinforce their respective societies' dominant ideologies. The regime's appropriation of religious symbolism further enhances its ideological framework. Monuments, imagery, and rituals function as sacred symbols, maintaining the narrative of divine leadership. The eternal presidency of Kim Il-sung exemplifies the regime's efforts to portray itself as immortal, with the Kim family serving as the central figures in a quasi-religious system. The philosophical and theological principles of logos find resonance in the constructed narratives of totalitarian states like North Korea. Both rely on a rational or symbolic framework to impose order and meaning on human existence. Just as logos connects humanity to divine truths, the North Korean regime uses ideology and symbolism to unify its people under a shared identity. In both cases, the pursuit of order, whether through reason or propaganda, becomes a means of shaping collective understanding and navigating the complexities of existence.